up next, I decided to go ahead and put a red wine on the cards. So I wanted to put a red wine that was from Australia because I noticed that in the New World type of wines, there weren't any wines from Australia. So I thought, what a shame because they have really good stuff. And I chose this one right here that is from south of Australia, the half full red, no vintage, from Jumping Juice. So we're going to be with some Grenache, also with some Shiraz and some Cabernet. We're also going to have a short skin maceration on skins from Sauvignon Blanc, which is going to give a lot of herbiness to this wine. We're also going to have a little bit of thyme, some rosemary, a little bit of smokiness to it also that is very interesting. So we're in the south of Australia. We're going to have a little bit more warmer days, warmer temperature in a warm type of continental climate. Also going to have some coolness coming from the ocean. So that's very nice for the vines. And we're going to be in a domain run by Patrick Sullivan and Xavier Goodrich, who are both really pro-environment for everything that is about the culture. So we are in a organic and also biodynamic type of culture on the wines and on the soil. So this is going to influence the wine that comes out of this, but we don't have something that has funkiness. We don't have residue. So it's very much a clear wine and very honest. So very lovely. So this wine right here, after the short maceration on Sauvignon Blanc skins, we're going to have a spontaneous fermentation and a very short rest on lees, which is going to give a type of roundness to this wine that is really interesting, really nice. Goes very well with the smokiness about this wine also that we find a lot. And it's going to rest in stainless steel tanks. We're going to have also a light filtration before we bottle and a very, very small amount of CO2 that is going to be put inside. So let's go to the tasting, the favorite part of it. All right, so first off, we're going to have a lovely ruby red color. Right now it's a little bit difficult to see. Actually, you cannot see. But what I can see is that we have really a lovely ruby medium color. This wine is clear, even though it hasn't been filtrated before the bottling. It is clear. We don't have any residue. All right, so to the nose, this is very, very interesting, very nice. We have a nose that is clear. We have no problem with this wine. So on this nose, I have something that is very, very complex. Something that is going in evolution for sure. Something that is, we have a little bit of tertiary aromas also to the nose that are really nice, really interesting, really inviting also. So first off, we do have a lot of fruit, but more particularly towards raspberries, I'd say. So we have some fresh, but also some very juicy raspberries, almost some cooked raspberries also from the forest. I'd say more like the little ones that are a little bit more acidic on the palate. Also going to have some hay. I have a lot of hay, but very pleasant. So I'd say it's more of a hay that is a little bit smoked. So we have a little bit smokiness to this. Also very earthy. I have a lot of dead leaves. It smells like autumn. It smells, but also smells like summer with the raspberries. But it's very well balanced, very interesting. We have a lot of aromas that are combining together that makes something just sublime. To be honest, it's very lovely to the nose. There's no impurities. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing that is coming to my nose that I'm feeling like it is out of place. So everything is just very nice. So I'd say this is on evolution, but it's still young. But I wouldn't age it that long because already to the nose, I do smell some raspberry, but it is already kind of being overpowered by the tertiary aromas. So I wouldn't age this very much, but if we would, maybe it would become something amazing. But I feel like it's more something that you need to drink now. So let's go to the palate. So we have something that is dry. We have an acidity that is medium. So it's making me feel like I want to take another taste, but it's not too much. So medium acidity on the palate, very well balanced, very nice. Not too much, not enough also, so very good. Also for the body, I'd say we are medium body because we still have some structure in there that is really nice, and we're not on something that is light. For the tannins, I'd say the tannins are light, nicely incorporated. I don't feel like anything is unripe or too much on my gums. Everything is very very well integrated. So very nice on the palate. So I'd say light and not towards medium. Absolutely not. But the thing that makes it have body medium is more the fact that there is kind of a little bit of a bitterness. But I'd say the type of bitterness that I find is in this is more related to the flavor of herbs that we have. So it's as if you just chewed some thyme or some rosemary and you have this aftertaste on your palate that has a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of greenish going on. Because already in greens, we have a little bit of bitterness. So I'd say that's why it has a little bit more body, a little bit more personality. So we do find the same type of flavors that we have to the nose, so the same aromas. I do find, again, the raspberry. The raspberry on the palate is a little bit more on the cooked side. And we do find that hay that is smoked, and also with the herbs. And I do also have the dead leaves, so the leaves that we find on the ground on an autumn day where it's a little bit slightly wet on the ground and slightly humid. This is what it tastes a little bit, but it's very nice with the raspberries. Everything, it just lifts it up a little bit, and we also have an acidity to come and get everything and bring a well balanced flavor to this wine. So very, very subtle, supple on the palate. So the finish is long, going to be long a little bit on this bitterness that we have, but I feel it also goes on with the raspberries a little bit. It's not on a sweetness, but it goes on with the raspberries, with the smokiness. So very, very nice. So this wine, I got this wine at $34. And for my personal taste and my personal opinion, this is a very good quality wine and a very good wine for the price that it is. I wouldn't go any lower. I find it's very honest as a price and very good quality of wine that goes with it. For the aging part, I wouldn't make this wine age very much. I find that it's very good to be drank right away or maybe in a year, but I wouldn't make it rest too long because we're already going on tertiary type of aromas and flavors and kind of losing already the raspberry and the fruit that is a part of this wine. Also, personally, I left this wine a little bit in the fridge, just a little bit, to make it a little bit more cool on the palate, and I personally find that it's really nice, and maybe if it was a little bit too cool, we would find more bitterness or tannins. It would enhance everything. So just cool, I'd say between 14 and 16 degrees is very nice for this. So I went ahead and chose this one because with the aromas and also the flavors and how the body is of this wine, I really thought that it could go very well with the black pudding that we have on the RDI menu. Also, we have some lamb. Lamb is very intense, but this has very intense flavors. Even though it doesn't have a lot of body, it could very well be the type of wine that comes and brings something very different. But it could also go very well with fish. With a fish that is maybe a little bit more on the greasy side, a little bit more meaty. It would go very well perhaps with a tuna steak. So that's why I chose this one. I also think that the type of glass that I have currently is very nice. It lets it breathe a little bit, but I wouldn't use a decanter for this because I already feel that it is fine. It doesn't need to breathe more. It just has to breathe in the glass, but it doesn't have to have a lot of air going in because honestly, it's perfect as it is. It's ready to drink. Lovely wine. And I highly suggest this because this is amazing. It's really fun, really original, really out there. And I'm always for people that are going to make wine in a responsible way and that are there for the environment and that are going to make something just amazing out of it and just have fun with it because wine is about making fun. And just by the little logo, you can already say that they know that wine has to be fun and wine has to be an experience and that we need more wines like this. So this is my second one.